we always. Yeah. So you can start, Bharti ji, please. Unmute कर लें आप अपने आप को. Yes, you're now unmute.
आप सबके आत्मन को प्रणाम. Whatever I say here, there is a meaning of that. So whenever this sentence, one has asked me, what is meaning when you say आप सबके आत्मन को प्रणाम? So I thought I will explain in the class. When I say आप सबके आत्मन को प्रणाम, means your आत्मन और your शरीर और ये मन, ये तीन चीजें हैं. Your Atman never changes. It has all the Sanchit Karma, it has everything, and it's carrying on for I don't know how many thousand years or for how many janmas or whatever. And this I'm not saying because belief or anything. Most of things in my life is not belief. I do always logical analysis about all the dharma, about many things, and then I conclude something. So your Atman is the most pious thing inside you, which is not affected by your mana or your body. So whatever ashuddhiya, whatever evils, whatever anything come to you is through your mana and body, which is not being touched to the Atman. So that's why aap sabke Atman ko pranam, which is the most pious, most shuddh in your system. So today's topic is very wide, very important. How to be disease-free. It's certainly not impossible, very much possible. And there are two categories comes into this. First of all, you don't encounter any issue at the moment, but yes, you want to do something precautionary, preemptive, so that you don't have any issues. And the second category comes, you have certain issues and you would like to address those issues, so that first of all you correct those issues, you defy further decline, and you come back to your normal state of mind, body, and health. So these are few options, these are few conditions. And so when I talk about being disease-free, so always remember these two categories are there. So whatever yoga, acupressure, mantra, stone, or metal therapy, or whatever I suggest, you have to tweak it, or you have to make it custom to your issues as well, to address those issues as well. And many of those issues I cover at a particular theme. For example, diabetes, for example, pain, for example, back pain, for example, there are many topics I covered. So today is like being disease-free. There are many things come. How do you know? First of all, if you have a disease, you know you have a disease. But there are many things going behind your knowledge, behind your lab report, which you are not aware of. That also falls under disease, or maybe future disease encounter with that. So first of all, you feel like tiresome. You don't feel like agile. थक जाते हैं जल्दी, kind of that. Don't feel like motivated to do anything. Look aged compared to your actual age. You have pain. not because of some injury or something, but any part of the body you have certain pain, and lab test or doctor's diagnosis says nothing, says you are fine. As I said, you have fear, you have you're very, sometimes your mood swings. So sometimes very depressed, sometimes very stressed, considering the situation. In some of the cases, this is normal human behavior. So we'll address that thing too, depending on the time. Anilji, we don't have any private session today. Okay, so that's good. So we have time to discuss this in detail. Now, for all, and there are many other issues related to this. The reason could be, most rampant reason is your lifestyle. Many times you don't know, but it does play a big role, your lifestyle. And when I teach yoga, or when I explain things, most of the things in your lifestyle is basically not to be altered. You continue your feed or whatever. Sometimes I do change the time. Like many people always ask me, should I eat meat or should I not eat meat? Should I eat? Should I drink? Should I do this? Should I do that? Well, from a science perspective, from health perspective, the foods or drinks comes under two categories, basically three categories. So they could be complex, they could be less complex, they could be more complex. Some of the food may fall under more complex categories. Then your body has to work a little harder to break it down. That's what it is. And of course, if you go through with Ayurveda, they are under tamo guna, rajo guna, and all those gunas based on the food. But basically, they are complex and simple and less complex. There are basically three categories: rajo, tamo, and all those. That's what it means. So, of course, if the food is more complex, your body have to exert more to digest it and get the best out of it. Any food, the purpose is to give you the best from it. Many times you eat good food, good lifestyle, but basically your system does not intake as much as it should intake from the food itself. So आप प्रोटीन खा रहे हो या मिनरल्स खा रहे हो, विटामिन अलग से खा रहे हो, बॉडी उसको एब्जॉर्ब नहीं कर रही है. So that's many times that's the problem. Many times the problem relates to autoimmune. Your immune is an issue. So immune, I will run a separate theme, how to strengthen your immune. But today is disease, so immune also falls under sickness. Basically, it's the beginning of sickness if immune is not good enough. So your weight could be an issue, and weight does not mean overweight. Weight means, when I say weight, it means it's not appropriate weight. It could be under, it could be over. I gave you a little benchmark what your weight should be. So your height in inches should be equal to your weight in kg. जितना आपकी हाइट है, जितने इंचेज, उतने के आसपास केजी में आपका वेट होना चाहिए. So if you are 65 inches, your weight should be around 65 plus minus 3. So if your height is 65 inch, you should be in the range of 62 to 68. So always remember your height in inches equals to your weight in kg. So always remember that. The other thing is your elemental. So your constitution, basically, your body constitution, how you're born. So depends on genome and phenome. That also plays a big role. So make sure your lifestyle suits to your genome and phenome, your genotypic constitution and your phenotypic constitution. Like if you are living in a very cold climate and you are eating very late and you are eating a lot of cough oriented diet, of course your digestion would be elongated, and that makes a lot of lot of toxins inside you. Remember, in Ayurveda, wish does not mean poison. Wish means toxin, and toxin could be anything, from simple toxins to poison, anything. So that's what, when they say wish means that. Wish does not mean zahar hai, poison. So in Ayurveda, wish means toxins. So make sure you do not generate unnecessary toxins which you don't need it. So few things about lifestyle. I will show you some exercises as well. So the first of all, in your system, in your body, inside you, the acidic environment is too high. It's because of the kind of food you eat, or because of the environment you live, or because of the relationships you have. A relationship does not mean only your partner or your family. Relationship, work is also a relationship. So it's a working relation with somebody, with some institutions. So all those create some kind of stress, and stress converts into toxins. So few things your body needs to be there. What you need to do, you need to address it. You have to clean it on regular basis. So when you have acidic environment in your system, make sure you have to have some alkaline in your system. And the first alkaline I introduced starts with the first thing in the morning, which is called Ushapan. So always remember, Ushapan means the morning water. So whenever you wake up, make sure you have to have few glasses of water. Without cleaning your mouth is a better idea, but make sure before going to bed, you have brushed your teeth. Otherwise, your mouth will be dirty. So make sure you clean you brush your teeth before going to bed, so that morning you can consume the water. Water, you have to gulp one by one. Make sure the saliva that's the alkaline system inside you. So your alkalinity starts since very morning. Many people, many companies, they start selling alkaline water. You get better alkalinity if you take water, if you do Ushapan in the morning. So you don't need to have alkaline water or something. And no matter how much alkaline water or alkaline thing you take, if you don't address the toxin issues in your genome, phenome, and relations, so acidic acid will continue to be generating. So make sure Ushapani is a good idea. After that, you do little bit yoga and postures. There are two categories. First of all, one is for your overall health you are doing, and second thing, it's a custom made, custom to your problems, your diseases. So I always recommend, if you do 30 minutes of yoga or exercises every day, make sure 15 to 20 minutes is half of that is focused to generic, and half of that time goes to your custom. For example, lower back pain hai, so you have to do certain postures for that. If you have digestion issues, so you have to do certain postures for that. If you have diabetes or heart and all those issues, you have to do certain thing to address that particular issue. So always remember, you divide your time accordingly. You have to do every day some mental exercises. Mental exercises, there are a lot. One, you could do the humming part, the Brahmanad, the Brahmari thing. And when you do this humming part, you close your ear lobes and your eyes, so that the vibrations happens a lot. Anything, if there is a noise in a closed environment, of course there would be more variations. So make sure you have a lot more frequently variations going on when you do humming. So you have to, and this sheds off toxins. There are some breathing exercises you should do, and you have to take care of certain dietary, no, I'm not saying restrictions, but you have to arrange around what time you are gonna take what. For example, if your elemento has kapha element a lot, or maybe I also call it moon element, or water element is a little more in your elemento, make sure you don't eat yogurt or any bacterial kind of products, especially during evening time, because it elongates your digestion process. Because the moment it goes into a warmer environment inside your tummy, it grows. Any bacterial thing grows first before the system or bile juices kill it. So since it grows in the heat environment, that's why the digestion process is delayed. It takes a little more time. Digestion process has a time for the quantity of food you eat. Now, if digestion process is delayed, it means more toxins are generated in your system. Longer digestion times means two things: more toxins in your system, more fat in your system. Whenever digestion is elongated, it converts more into fat. So by having a good digestion means you remove these two issues. The other thing, few checks before I jump on showing some yoga thing, which some of you might have known that. First of all, a generic checklist. I always recommend your solar plexus. Every day check your solar plexus. Make sure, even if solar plexus are not imbalanced, you correct it. Every morning you do this. You pull both sides. Make sure you check your parathyroid. This, the root of your thumb. This is called parathyroid. It goes inside here. So the acupressure glands are below the muscles. So that's why you have to touch it as the exact place, and also you have to exert appropriate pressure. So being a acupressurist, I have 10 kind of pressures. Normally I do. Ideally 7 to 8 kinds. And based on that, I can determine if you have certain issues or not. You have to pressure this gland about 1/4 inch below the middle on your wrist to figure out if you have any life-threatening issues coming to you, or it's already growing inside you. So make sure you do this. Not every day, but the cycle goes 30 to 40 days. And this one you have to check probably once a month, once every quarter. You don't need to do always, unless you have diabetes. If you have diabetes, then you have to do it every day. And as I suggested many times, you can figure out exact sugar level inside you based on this acupressure and this pancreas acupressure. One tells sugar content, sugar level in your blood. One tells sugar level in your urine. And if both hurts, it means sugar is around 10 to 14, maybe 8 to 14. And if I test you, because I have experience of this, I can exactly tell your sugar level. So make sure you do this. Another check, when you wake up in the morning, don't jump out of bed immediately. So one of the people, those who are Vedanti or from Sanatan Dharma, normally they see their hand and they do a mantra, Karagre Vaste Lakshmi, Kar Madhye Saraswati, Kar Mule Tu Govinda, Prabhate Karadarshan. The mantra is not as important. You have to understand the meaning of that. And you can do this exercise without saying the mantra. Mantra says you look at the top part of your hand. You look at the middle part of your hand. You look at the bottom part of your hand. Basically, the meaning is you roll your eyeballs. That's what it total meaning is. So you go top, you roll from top to bottom, top to bottom. 2-3 times you do. If you have a certain heart condition, you are removing any heart attack or other problems related to heart by doing simply eye rolling. Now, what mantra plays a role here? Any belief system, any conviction system is an added value to that. So on the same philosophy, placebo works. If you divide 2 groups, one group you give placebo and one group you give real medication, the ratio of being people well, almost same, they notice. Almost similar. A little bit placebo, the drug maybe a little bit more, but almost same. So placebo works what you believe sometimes. So your belief system plays a role. It plays a role in correcting yourself. It really doesn't matter what belief system. You could be Buddha, you could be Jain, you could be a Muslim, you could be a Christian, you could be Hindu. Any belief system, because it does not relate what you think outside. It is from inside, it coming from you. So it depends on your conviction. So if you have a convicted or if you are attached to some deity, it may correct your problem because that belief is there. If you are connected to Allah, Khuda, God, it may work there. It depends how much your samarpan is there. So that's where mantra plays a little role. But as again, if you don't want to say mantra, that's fine. The purpose is eye rolling, top to bottom, top to bottom. कराग्रे वस्तेल, कर के अगले भाग में लक्ष्मी है, कर मध्य सरस्वती, कर के बीच के भाग में सरस्वती है, कर बूले तो गोविंद, कर के कल के मूल भाग में या बॉटम पार्ट में ब्रह्म है. गोविंद, गोविंद is Brahma, and Brahma is common deity for everybody, ultimate God. So again, you don't need to pronounce the mantra, but you roll your eyes. Make sure you always roll. Now, the other thing is Ushapana, as I already suggested, solar plexus I already suggested. Is there anybody who does not know solar plexus or something in this group? You don't need to say, you can raise your hand. But because I explained that many times, so I'm not explaining that. The other thing is few yoga exercises. I'm coming to that. I'm going to show you few things. But one more advisory for your food, for being disease free. First of all, not eating something is also part of your food. So sometime give some rest to your system. And as I suggested, more your stomach is empty, more oxygen you have in your system. जितना पेट में सॉलिड कम होगा, ऑक्सीजन इनटेक उतना बढ़ता जाएगा. Always remember, your breathing capacity will also enhance. So make sure once in 2 weeks, once a month, you do fast. Fast means you don't take the diet, and I have explained multiple times many kind of fast. I normally do not recommend what as basically Hindu festival or Muslim festival, the way they do fasting, because it really does not matter if you do a Hindu fast or Vedic fast, and you eat halwa, and you eat pakora, and you eat kuttu ka puri. It really it does not help a lot. Or the other thing, you do a fast where you eat something in the morning, like say 3 a.m. and then you eat after 6 a.m. Basically, you are moving your dietary pattern. You are stealing 2 or 3 times, but you are eating at different time. So that's why if you compare the thing during Navaratri, the food consumption is more. Even during Ramadan, food consumption is more. Or any other fasting, food consumption most of the time is more. And always the weight gain is always there in the last few years. So your fasting should be, you should remove 1 meal from your diet, or 2, both meal from your diet. If you cannot remove both meal, 1 meal. If you cannot remove 1 meal at all, then go to liquid or water diet. So make sure you do those changes once a week or once in 2 weeks, whatever you feel comfortable, and listen to your body. That's one thing. Let us do some postures, then I will come back to breathing. I know Anilji has to go a little early, but 6:15 or something. But Anilji, you can just raise your hand if you need to leave early.
No problem. I'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm going to show you something. So one of the things I always recommended, that You have to have balance between sun and moon. These also reflect the left and right part of your system. This also tells you how much inner conflict you have. And I always recommended you can check with this way. If you cannot do this, and make sure you close your eyes and then count number of counts. If you cannot do that, you can also do this way. Just move the leg up. Oh, you cannot see the leg, sorry. Okay. So you can do this part as well. It's difficult. It does not cover everything. Let me go back. Okay. So you can try this. And then close your eyes. This gives you more balance. Ideally, you have to do this. And then close your eyes. I can do for many minutes because I'm a practicing yoga guy. And then the other one. Same thing. Close your eyes. But you can try with this. Just move it up. And then close your eyes. The moment you close your eyes, you see the bubble will happen. And then this thing. Close your eyes. Make sure you bring a synchronization on both sides. So if right side is 20 counts you could do, it should be around same count the other one. That's one thing you should do. The other thing, you have to do 12 poses. So this one, the sun salutation we say, you don't need to do the mantra for this, but again, mantra has nothing to do here. Mantra is basically the vibration. So there are 12 poses in sun salutation. First of this, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10, number 11, number 12. 12 poses I have explained many times. There is a breathing pattern into this. I'm going to tell you the generic so that I don't have to go through with all these poses independently. That will take time. We'll focus on this particular theme. So whenever I gave you an idea, whenever your tummy is freezing, you exhale. You breathe out. Whenever your tummy expands, you inhale. Always remember this. The other posture I recommended many times. Breathing. ठीक है अनिल जी, मेरे को host बना के you can leave.